Hi, my name is Bosse and you're welcome back to my channel. Today we're going over some things that I think a baby really needs for the first 6 months. So if you have a baby or you're expecting a baby very soon and you're putting together a list, I hope this list helps you. The first category is sleep. For sleep, I do recommend please save sleep for the child, so either a bassinet or a crib. But I want you to know, for bassinets, babies do outgrow their bassinets pretty fast, because a lot of bassinets don't grow. I don't think there are bassinets out there that grow from infants to toddler age, but we have that with the crib. So there are cribs out there that you can invest in. If you invest in a good crib, I'm sure you'll be able to find one that can grow with your child from infant to toddler age. If you do go with the bassinet, like I said, remember, just have at the back of your mind that your baby is going to outgrow the bassinets pretty fast. And by pretty fast, some babies as early as 6 months, they're done with the bassinet. And there are some babies like my boy. I have a 3-month-old boy and he doesn't like the bassinet anymore and he's only 3 months. There are some babies that just don't like the bassinet. So I would say, if you really are like trying to save costs, invest in a good crib that will grow with the child from infant to toddler stage. And the other thing on the sleep category is the beddings. Babies don't need a lot of thick beddings, so they need something that is breathable, and they don't need a blanket, they don't need pillows. In fact, there should be nothing in your baby's crib, nothing at all. Just something to protect the mattress is enough. Something breathable to protect the mattress is enough. For sleep sacks or sleep swaddles, I would say and recommend that wait until your baby is here before you invest in swaddles and sleep sacks. And that's just because not all babies like to be swaddled. Some babies, the moment you swaddle them, they are trying to fight their way out. Like, it's almost like you've given them the biggest punishment of their life by putting them in that swaddle. So try and wait to see if your baby is going to like to be swaddled. Then you can now invest in maybe 2 or 3 swaddles for the baby. And the next major category here is feeding. So for feeding, you have 2 options. You either choose to breastfeed your child or formula feed. Fed is best. Fed is best for the child. Either breastfeed or formula feed, as long as that child is fed. I want you to have this at your back of your mind. Your baby is not going thinking, oh, this is breast milk, yum yum yum, oh, this is formula, yum yum yum. That baby just wants food. Okay, so don't stress. If you do choose to go with breastfeeding, be ready mentally to exclusively breastfeed that child. If you want to exclusively breastfeed, it is not easy. I'm currently exclusively pumping. I think I mentioned the reason why I'm exclusively pumping in my previous video. I'm exclusively pumping and it is not easy at all. It's a lot of mental work, but the only advantage to pumping is that people I have around me are able to feed him when I'm not available. But if you are breastfeeding exclusively, you are the only source of food for that child. So that's something you should think about. Like, if you want to go with breastfeeding exclusively, just know that at midnight, when your child is cluster feeding, when that child wants food I heard that there are some people that their children, like the babies, eat every 2 hours. You are the one that has to breastfeed and feed that child. No one is going to help you do that. However, there's the formula as well. If you choose to introduce formula, there are some things you're going to need. For formula, of course, you're going to need bottles. You're going to need something to wash the bottle. For baby dish soap, I'm not really an advocate for buying a separate dish soap for the baby, because at the end of the day, you're still going to wash that bottle and you're going to sterilize the bottle, which just, sterilizing is in hot water, right? It just makes it extra clean and sterilized. So if you want to like purchase like a baby dish soap, please go ahead. I'm not stopping you, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary. If you have some Dawn soap, I think that should do the job. For the bottles as well, some people like to save their time and get bottle washers. Like I said, this video is just things that are not absolutely necessary, but if you do want to go ahead, I don't think a bottle washer is necessary, especially if you have help. If you have someone around that can help you wash the bottles on the go, you can just wash your bottles. You don't actually need a bottle washer. A bottle sterilizer, I would say, If you want to, another method, if you don't want to use a bottle sterilizer, if you don't want to buy a bottle sterilizer, is you can use the hot water boiling method, and that's by boiling your hot water on the pot and then just putting the bottles in it. The only recommendation I have for that method is to make sure that you are actually using a very good pot. Please, maybe if you're using maybe a cast iron pot, stainless steel pot, I don't recommend you know, all those pots that has things on them that just can seep into the baby's bottles. That's something to watch out for. The other thing is, if you're getting, I need you to think about this, to just have this at the back of your mind. If you choose to get like a bottle washer and a sterilizer, and yeah, there are a lot of fancy things in the market right now for babies, and a formula maker, just everything. If you're someone that doesn't like clutter like me, I don't like clutter. I'd rather have my counter space empty than have anything on it. So if someone that doesn't like clutter like me, you don't even punish yourself that way, because now your entire space is going to be filled with different type of baby products and gadgets and everything, and I don't know, it gets too much and overwhelming sometimes. And the other thing you need to know, I remember, is that all these bottle washers, bottle sterilizer, formula feeder and everything, all of them, they don't wash themselves. So you're going to make sure they're clean as well. So just, if you don't want to give yourself that extra work, because if you're thinking, oh, I don't want to wash the bottles because I don't want to give myself extra work, you're still going to give yourself extra work to make sure that the bottle washer is clean. Okay, there's just a lot going on. Getting distilled water, using distilled vinegar. So think about it very well before you make that decision. So in my opinion, those are the only things you need. I think I'm forgetting something in the feeding side as well. Yes, I'm forgetting the pillow, the breastfeeding pillow. So if you are breastfeeding, you're going to need a breastfeeding pillow. And I think a breastfeeding pillow is also going to be good for you if you're choosing formula feeding, or if you're exclusive pumping and the baby's taking the bottle. And what that pillow is going to do for you is support for yourself and your baby. So the baby, it brings the baby up to your level, so you're not feeding the baby and slouching and bending because of your back, because moms know what that back pain can be like. So just to support your back, I think that breastfeeding pillow is good. The only thing I would recommend is, if you're getting a breastfeeding pillow, please get one that you can take the cover off and actually wash in the washer, because babies drool a lot of spit ups, a lot of drooling, a lot of accidental spilling. You need to be able to take off the pillow cover and wash it in the washer. So that's something to keep in mind. So next up, I think that's it for the feeding session. Next session I have down here is diapers. So diapers, I would say, of course you need diapers. Of course you need diapers. For diapers, I would say just make sure you're getting something for sensitive skin, diapers and wipes. Make sure you're getting something for sensitive skin. Of course, the baby, right now my boy is 3 months and he's already in size 2 diapers. So the first month of the baby's life, depending on the weight of your child, you might need the newborn diapers. Just, I would say, when you're shopping, maybe for the newborn diapers, don't buy too much of the newborn diapers if your baby is full-term and doesn't need newborn diapers. So you're not left with a lot of diapers and that you don't need. Just maybe you can skip to the size 1s. When we were at the hospital, they gave him size 1 and it was fine. But we got home and we were gifted his newborn diaper. So yes, he used the newborn diaper, but we could have just started in with a size 1. But if you're getting the newborn diaper, I would say maybe if you end up buying maybe 2-3 boxes of newborn diaper, I would say keep your receipt. If you live in a country like Canada and you bought it from a store that you're able to refund and return what you bought, then you can return it if you end up not needing it, or exchange it for a bigger size that you actually need. For wipes, like I said, I recommend something for sensitive skin. Their skin is really sensitive, so fragrance-free sensitive skin. For diapers, diaper cream, Vaseline. I love Vaseline, and the reason why I love Vaseline is because I don't think the baby needs to use like the very strong ash diaper cream with every change. I think Vaseline gets the job done. But if you see that a rash is coming in, then you can now use the diaper cream. But Vaseline as well does the job, is very good. For changing pads, like I know a lot of people do recommend, like get like, you know, those changing station, very cute, nice, aesthetic looking changing station. There's a very good chance that you're not going to use the changing station all the time because you're tired. Everybody's tired. You're not going to carry the baby every time to the changing station whenever you need to change the baby's diaper. You're just going to want to change the baby anywhere. So I don't think a changing station is absolutely necessary. But if you want to, feel free. The other thing here is the bath and body care. Same thing with what you should look out for when you're getting diapers and wipes. When you're getting the body lotion, body wash, try and stick to items that are good for the baby's skin. What I would recommend for baby lotion, body wash is don't get the big tubs. For example, say if you choose to go with Aveeno, don't get like a big 1 liter. I don't know if they even make 1 liter, maybe 900 and something ml of Aveeno, or the big tubs, right? I would recommend starting with a small sample size, small tubs. Just so, the reason for that is just so to see if this works well for your baby's skin, because babies are different, right? Maybe your first baby was good with Aquaphor and Aquaphor worked perfectly for your first baby, and then you tried Aquaphor for the second baby and you're seeing like, oh, this Aquaphor is not working for this baby, but now you've bought like 5 tubs and big jars of this Aquaphor that this baby cannot use. So I recommend starting with smaller sizes, see how it works for your baby, whatever brand you choose to go with. Just start with smaller sizes, see how it works for your baby before you then get more, if you understand what I mean. Same thing with the soap as well, see how it works before you get more. And for bath and body care, you're going to need washcloth for that baby. Washcloth if your baby has sensitive skin. I think I should emphasize here that a lot of these items I would actually recommend you like just watching to see what works for your baby. Okay, if you if you have like 2 to 3 washcloths, I think that's enough. That's enough. That's you're good to go. And for babies' clothes, I don't recommend a lot of fancy clothes for babies. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere, and even if they're going anywhere, you want them to be as comfortable as possible because their body doesn't regulate heat like our body does, so you don't want to put them in a lot of layers. So onesies are good, onesies, and also the pajamas as well, and the zip slippers. We're getting PJs for them and zip slippers. Please get the zip slippers. Don't get the one with the buttons. Don't get the one with the buttons. Those ones with the buttons will frustrate you and frustrate the child. Don't get. And I think I should also emphasize here that the onesies, please also get the ones with the ones that just clip at the bottom, because I was trying to get onesies the other day and I saw this fancy nice looking onesies that you clip on the sides, and there's just too many clips and buttons, and I'm like, what was this made for a baby? Babies don't have time and patience when it comes to changing their clothes. It's almost as if they don't want you to do it at all, and if you're even doing it, they want you done in seconds. So try as much as possible not to stress yourself and stress the baby. Pajamas, slippers, like the ones with the zips, and they have these nice zip ones now that they do that is like it's a two-way zip, right? So you're able to just zip open the bottom when you want to. I'll insert a picture here. You're able to just open the bottom when you want to, so you don't have to take the entire thing up or unzip the entire thing for the child, which I'll say helps. Okay, simple outfits, simple onesies, simple slippers. So let's move on to the next one, which is health and wellness. If you're living in Canada, they would recommend vitamin D for your baby. That's the only medication they're recommending for you. It's a vitamin D for your baby. That's all. So you're going to need a lot of vitamin D. The baby needs to take it once every day. But speak to your pediatrician, please, please, and please. The other thing I would recommend in this session is the baby nasal aspirator. I don't know if it's coming true, but I do have a cold. I'm able to blow my nose because I'm an adult, but babies are not able to do that. They don't even know what's happening to them. So if your baby ends up having like like mucus in their nose, they don't know how to get it out, so they do need that nasal aspirator. So get one for them so you can help them clear their nose well so they can breathe better. And I think the last this is the last session I have here, the last category I have here is that you need something for getting around. Again, I don't know about, I keep saying we're in Canada because I live in Canada. I can only speak for Canada. I've only had my babies in Canada. I don't have any experience anywhere else in the world. You need something to get around with the baby, and if you're having your baby here in a Canadian hospital, you cannot leave the hospital without the car seats. They're not just going to hand you your baby and then you carry the baby with your hand and enter the car. No, it doesn't work that way. You need a car seat to be out of the hospital before you leave the hospital. In fact, the nurses are going to come check that the car seat is safe and that you put the baby correctly in the car seat. They're going to check you and the baby and the car seat. So you need a car seat. Get a good car seat. There are car seats, stroller systems now, so you can get an affordable one if you're on a budget. You don't need something too fancy. You just need something to be able to get you around. You don't need something too bulky, too fancy. As long as it works, feel free to get one of those. And I think that's it for the categories. Moms, please, if you're watching this, if I'm forgetting anything, if there's anything I forgot that you know it's absolutely necessary that a new mom should know or add to their list, please leave it in the comment section so they can see it and they know how to go about what to shop for. I just want to mention a few things before I round up this video. Things I don't think are absolutely necessary, and number one on the list, please, if you're thinking of buying baby shoes or you want to give somebody baby shoes, stop it. You know that baby is not going to wear that shoe. They're not going anywhere with that shoe. They're not going anywhere. They're going to be uncomfortable. They're going to kick the shoe off and you'll be wondering, why did I spend money on this shoe? An alternative, if you live in a very cold area and you think your baby's feet need to be covered all the time, is back to clothes. You can get the onesies, the slippers that have the footies as well. I'll put a picture here to show what I mean by that. Or you can just get socks. At least the socks, you know for sure, up to when the child is 1 year or something, they're still going to be wearing these same socks. But shoes, don't bother. Don't bother, because kids grow so fast. The babies, like, there's a reason why if newborn photographers say you have to, if you want to get best pictures for your newborn photographs, maybe within the first 7 days or so, because it's almost like you blink and boom, they poo. And you're wondering, wait, where is the baby they gave to me at the hospital? So you don't need shoes for your baby. They don't need it. They're good. And the other thing here is baby wipe warmer. I think this is the last one I'm going to talk about before I round up here. Wipe warmers are not an absolute necessity. I was gifted one, and from my honest review of that wipe warmer, we can do without. Trust me, we can do without. And that's because that wipe warmer warms it up. Well, the only time it warms up the wipe is only when the wipes are inside the wipe warmer. The moment you take one wipe out, there's no much difference between that wipe that you took out and the wipe you just take out from the regular bags. And also, I want to say that the only reason why I'm even using the wipe warmer I have is because my son got gifted a lot of refillable wipes. He got gifted a lot of refillable wipes, so not the individually packed ones, the refillable ones, and I just didn't know where to put it. I didn't know how to go about using them, and I was like, oh, that's true. I have a wipe warmer. We can use the wipe warmer and just store the refillable wipes in the wipe warmer. That's the only thing I use it for. That's the only thing otherwise you don't need it. It's absolutely not necessary. Yes, I think that's all I have for you for today. I'm a mom. I don't know it all. I like to say that I'm still a learner. I'm open to learning. So if you're a mom and you're watching this and there's some things you feel like I should have mentioned and I missed out on, please leave it in the comment section. Like I said, other moms are watching as well. Let's help each other, okay? Yeah, if you watched up until this point, thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Don't forget to like and share this video to anyone that you think would need it. And if you have not subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.